Future Grandmasters, welcome back. Today we are going to analyze a game that I played on chess.com today. I am going to ask you to solve some puzzles while analyzing the game, and then we are going to discuss some tricks and tactics that were missed during the game. So do watch till the end. Let us start analyzing the game. I had black pieces in this game. My opponent with white pieces was from Philippines. He played pawn to e4. I responded with d5, the Scandinavian defense. He took, I captured the pawn with the queen. He attacked my queen with the knight on c3. I moved my queen back. So all are the book moves. Pawn to d4. I developed my knight. He developed his knight. I pinned his knight to the queen. He broke the pin with the bishop on e2. I developed my knight, and here he just castles kingside. I push my pawn to e4. I was thinking that I will develop my bishop on e7, and here my opponent played bishop to g5. So I had decided that, so I just played bishop to e7, and here my opponent offered some threats. I took the bishop and he took with the queen. After that I took the knight, and I was thinking that my opponent is going to capture the knight with the pawn so that the knight on f6 is attacked like this. So I was going to move to d5, and here if my opponent captures the bishop, then I am just going to capture the bishop with the knight. This was my idea, but my opponent surprised me, and in this position he took with the queen. And even though I should have played another move in this position, I took some my time to think, and after thinking for 10 seconds I played the same move, and then I realized that it was a mistake because my opponent can simply capture the pawn, and my rook on h8 is also attacked. If I take the bishop, he is going to take the rook. After I move, then he is going to take the knight, and here if I take the knight with the queen, then he is going to win another rook. Also, after this, if I, after I capture the knight, he is going to win this pawn on h7. But we missed that. My opponent also missed that, and here he just captures the knight with his knight. I captured back, offering the trade of the queens, and I knew that he is not going to trade because he is going to win the pawn on g7. He took that. I thought here that let us just move my king to d7, and now my rooks are protecting each other. He took my bishop in this position. The idea according to engine is attacking the queen with the rook. Now you can attack with either rook, but attacking with one rook is bad and attacking with another rook is good. If you attack with rook on a8, then it is bad according to engine, and here my opponent can just play the pawn move attacking my queen. If I capture, then it is just losing for me, and if in this position I take his queen, he is going to take my queen, and even though I am winning the bishop, uh, even though we are trading the pieces, bishop, he took my bishop and I am taking his bishop. I am not winning any material, but still this position is winning for my opponent. And here the correct move is to attack the queen with this rook on h8 to rook to g8. And now if the position is equal, but after playing this, engine says you can go to f3 if your opponent captures your queen. you are going to capture his queen with the check, and once his king move, you are going to capture back the bishop. So this is the line that is recommended by the engine, but I don't think anyone is going to play that. So I just, in this position, I just capture the bishop, and again in this position the best move is pawn to c4. The idea behind is that you are going to attract the queen to c4, then you are going to attack it, and here the recommended move is attacking the queen with this rook, and so that if your opponent captures your rook, then you are going to if your opponent captures your queen, then you are going to capture his queen. But if I have to play this position, I am definitely going to play queen captures pawn on uh, a2, and now it is completely winning. It is mate in 3. The first move is to capture this pawn with the check. Now there are only 3 moves I can play. The first one is king to d6, then I'm going to get checkmated like this. If I play king to e8, then I'm going to get checkmated like this, and if I play king to d8, then I'm going to get checkmated in 2 moves. After white captures the pawn, whatever I play, for example I bring my queen back, then I'm going to get checkmated like this. But all these ideas were simply missed, and my opponent, instead of playing pawn to c4, he just defended his pawn, and here this position is completely winning for me. And I realized that, and I instantly played rook to g8. Now if my opponent just moves his queen, then I am going to win with the checkmate in 1. My opponent realized that, and he just took the rook. Now if you have this position, then remember that in this position you don't have to take the rook. You can just simply move your queen to g3, and then black has to capture your bishop, your queen, and after capturing the rook, the king is going to be somewhat safe on g1. But my opponent played a natural looking move. He just captured the rook. I capture back. Again I am threatening mate in 1. If my opponent plays any other move, then it is going to be checkmate like this. So he defended against that by playing pawn to f3. I attacked the pawn on d4 with pawn to c5. My opponent played pawn to a4. I took the pawn, and he here pinned my pawn to the queen. Here the best move is just pushing the pawn, and you will be fine. But I moved my queen. My opponent took the pawn. I pinned the rook to the king, but it is not a serious threat. My opponent just moved his king, and after that I attacked the rook. He moved rook to the e4 square. I protected the pawn on e5. He doubled up on the e5, and I here I moved my queen to f2. Here the threat is that if my opponent plays move like this, then I'm going to checkmate him. But the best move in this position according to engine is attacking the queen with this rook, and then play on. But here my opponent panicked and he played rook to g1. I took the pawn. Not the best play by me, but the pawn was free, so I took it. My opponent is attacking the pawn on e5 twice, so I just defended it, the queen, the king. After he took, I took back, and he just made some room for his king. I took the pawn, which was free. He moved his king to h2. I gave a check, and after that I offered the trade of the rooks. My opponent took, I took back, and my opponent played pawn to g3. In this position there is mate in 1 on the board. Pause the video and find the mate in 1. If you have found it, then answer it in the comments. Here I missed it and I just took the free pawn. After that, after I gave a check, he put his king on the h3. I gave another check, he pushed his pawn. I gave another check, and in this position, again in this position, there was mate in 1. Comment your answer. What is mate in 1? I just took the rook, and my idea was that I was just going to promote the pawn to the queen, and I'm going to win. In this position, my opponent resigned. So hopefully, after analyzing this game, I am not going to make same mistakes again. I will try to keep my position solid. Hopefully you will also learn something. If you learned something today, then please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and have a great day.